let's talk a little bit about Sean Parker.
Okay.
Sean's been out of the game, doing philanthropy and all kinds of interesting stuff. But man, this is one of the sharpest minds
Absolutely
in our industry. Brought Zuckerberg to the Bay Area. When did you first meet Sean Parker?
2007.
2007. Tell me about your impressions of him and his unique genius in the world.
I love talking about Sean, and I will say this, like, I owe Sean a ton. And, Sean, when I will say this, when I joined Founders Fund, I'd become friends with Sean. I didn't know who the other guys were. Yeah. I was just like, oh, Sean is amazing. Yeah, of course I want to join with him. And so my first meeting with Sean, it was almost like a scene from the freaking movie, because we started dinner at 9 p.m. and we went until 2 a.m.
That's Sean Parker time for you.
It was just nonstop, but he is just one of the most brilliant. And I know a lot of smart people, right? Like, I've met a lot of smart people through my work, through whatever. And Sean is just probably maybe the smartest, right? Like, Sean was the best example of a proactive venture capitalist, I think, maybe in history. There's reactive, which is somebody like me. It's like, I'm open to anything, but I'm not like sitting there going like, oh, this is how the world should be and finding it. Sean would be like, oh, this is how the world's going to look like. I need to go find the best company space. Facebook. Oh man, the world is shifting to, streaming music. Spotify. Right. Like, and he would just have this like unique ability to just know what the world was going to look like and find the best company that was going to do that. Otherwise, the best proactive VCs have to start the company if it doesn't exist.
Let's talk about that. You've allowed founders, again, this is very non-traditional, and startup studios, as the concept goes, they've all essentially failed or stalled. They've had a very mixed bag of results. Why? Well, when you start a company, you need a CEO. Pretty hard to get a CEO for hire. We all know that. And why would a founder who's absolutely extraordinary, like Palmer, Luckey, whoever, why would they join a startup studio, or join a startup studio company? So you have that exact example. Let's talk a little bit about how you've tried to make this work, and if it is in fact working, and when it works and when it doesn't.
Yeah. So I don't know how to start a company. I won't be starting a company. However, remember, our mandate is returns. And sometimes, right, not all the time, and because you don't get many of these things, right, because it's a lot of work. Sometimes the way to just generate returns is to start a company, right, if one doesn't exist. So Trae and Palmer, we were the first investors in Oculus, right? And that's how we got to know Palmer, right? We invited him to one of our, let's get together with all of our portfolio founders and hang out and play paintball kind of events. And he met Trae at that event. And then they were both, being like, oh man, nothing really good exists in defense. This is really important. Boom, founding of Anduril. And I don't think you do this every day, right? But you do this when the time is right, when the energy comes together. And again, it is an important part of generating returns. Not everybody can run that strategy. I cannot run that strategy. Sean can, Trae can, and Peter can, right? And therefore we can do it.